Hello my friends, this is Multanen and welcome to the next exciting After Effects experiment. I've received an email lately asking, is it possible to use After Effects to encode and decode hidden messages into an existing video of some kind? And I figured, yeah, there are many ways to do it. So I actually tried out the first method that came to my mind. So here we are. The comment that you see here is the message that we're gonna encode and then decode using After Effects. This tutorial is completely useless. Totally, I cannot think of any way you could possibly use this, but it is a great study of, pre-comping expressions and stuff like that. So I'm actually thinking that I'm gonna do a series of this useless tutorial about encoding and decoding messages into video because of the fact that it's a great study of all those stuff that I just mentioned. So enough for the introduction, let's just do it. So this comp is the message that we're going to encode. So let's just drag it to a make new comp button, and this will be our coder comp. So the idea that I have to do this is to partially reveal the layer in a given part of the whole video or the whole image. I think it's gonna be best if I just show you on a bigger scale how it would look. So let me just apply the grid effect. Like that. And use stencil alpha and just go here. So what I want to do is to have something like this. This already looks pretty cool as an effect, of its own, right? So basically something like this, right? So we see only the part of the image, and then we're gonna combine all the frames of this animation into one single image. So let me just show you how we can do that. First, we gotta create a new solid layer that is going to overlap this comp, and let's just create some random stuff on it. So the best place to start is Fractal Noise. And oh, by the way, this of course can be full color, and it actually has an alpha channel as well. But just to make it look cool, I just decided to use some threshold on the photo of this ugly face. And I also used colorama. And the reason I did that is, let me just show you. Oh, this is one ugly face. Okay, this is a threshold on its own. As you can see, I can't really get enough of the face without overexposing the background. So I figured maybe I'll apply colorama with the default ramp gray and then adjust it so that I can, just basically control each shade of gray and change its color, and then apply the threshold. So that's basically what I did in here. And this is the final result. See, already a nice tip for you there. Okay, so let's go back to Decoder. And here we have some fractal noise. So I guess we can apply the threshold on it as well, so we can see what we're doing. No, I don't like this. Let's make this ununiform and maybe scale the width down. Oh yeah, that looks nice. And scale the height up, or maybe not. I don't really know, something like this, okay? So the next step is to somehow animate this. So we definitely want to animate the evolution. So we're gonna just alt click here and type time multiplied by some value. Let's see, 100. Will that do any good? Okay, that already looks cool, but I think it's a little bit too slow. So we can just increase this to 200 and have it twice as fast. Still too slow. Maybe 500 will do. Okay, that's a little bit better. And we can also offset this, right? I want this to be moving up since our layer is going to be moving up. So that way we can actually hide that we have something additional going on in the background. So let's just create a simple expression here as well. We're gonna say value 0, which means take this value, whatever it is. This will actually allow me to change the value of the offset using this slider. That's pretty cool. And then we want to say time multiplied by some value, just like we did before. Maybe let's try 200. And that should make this offset go down. Oh yeah, of course, because the y value is increasing down. So we want this to make a negative number, so it goes up. Okay. Okay, that's good. As I said, since we've used value 0, we can now offset this using this slider, because this value is actually not being changed by the expression. It's just referring to itself. So that's kind of cool. Okay, so that's done. And now what we want to do is we want to offset this layer 1 pixel down. So that way we have our message layer visible at the very top row of pixels. Let me just show you how that works. I'm going to move it up. See? See what's going on there? I hope you do. I know screen recording can mess up all those small details, but I hope you can see this. Okay, let's just reset the transform for now. So this is the whole idea. So now, to make things simpler, I'm gonna open up the position and the anchor point and just make them 0 and 0. And that way I can use pretty much the same expression I used for the solid here. But instead of offsetting the Y position by 200 pixels on each second, I need to offset it 1 pixel on each frame. So we actually need to change the time value, which is given in seconds, to frame numbers. And that is pretty simple to do. There's actually even a built-in function here in the flyout menu. If you go to time to frames, but I actually have my own expression, which is a bit simpler to use. So, and it works just as good. So let's just create a new variable called frame, which will hold our current frame number. And I'm going to say time divided by this comp duration, this comp frame duration. That's good. And then we're going to say that we want this to be value 0 and negative frame. Remember, this must be going up. So, in other words, on 50th frame, we are 50 pixels on the negative on the Y. Pretty smart, huh? Okay, you can see that the layer is going up, indeed. Let me just zoom out. Yep, it is going up. Very, very nice. So, the only thing left to do is to create the decoder, but I think that we can actually try to hide the fact that we're, have a hidden message in here, so we can play a little bit more with the appearance of this scrambled kind of a code. So let's try applying the blinds to this before the threshold, of course. Set the direction to 90 degrees and transition to 50. That's pretty nice. Oh, but we do have this layer transparent at this point, but we're gonna fix it later, so let's not worry about it. I'm gonna turn off the message layer for now, and let's just play with the looks of this. Maybe let's make this 7 or 8, something that looks kind of nice. Yeah, I think this is okay, because as you can see, we've got like 1 pixel in here, and we're gonna have 1 pixel at the top as well from our message, correct? So let's just leave that as it was. Yeah, 8 was good. So that's it, and maybe some wave warp as well. Wrong direction, 0. Okay, wrong type. Let's make it noise or smooth noise. No, maybe square. Okay, square is much better. Like that. And let's just drag this slider 8, maybe 4. Since this is 8, maybe 4 will do in this case, or 8 as well. Yeah, that's not that bad. And the wave speed should also animate this. Let's see how this looks. Okay, looks pretty fine to me. So the only thing left to do is to get rid of the alpha channel, correct? Of the transparency on this layer. So we can do that by applying solid composite and simply choose a black color. I think black would do just fine. And as you can see, we've got no transparency here except the first row of pixels, which is gonna be covered by our message. So that's kind of cool. Something's wrong. Oh yes, of course, because the message itself has a alpha channel. So I'm gonna fix that just by creating a new solid, black solid at the bottom. Okay, that should be fine. Okay, it's hard to tell that something's going on up there. So I think we're good. And this is our encoded video. And you can make it look whatever you like. You can also use a real video in here. You know, it's totally up to you. And it really depends on the message that you want to hide. But yeah, I know no one's going to do that, right? It's only for, you know, studying how to pre-compose what a given effect do. So whatever, let's just say this is cool and that no one knows what's going on, okay? Okay, agreed. So now let's create the decoder comp. And we do that by dragging the decoder comp to a make new comp button. Let's call this decoder. And what we have to do now is we have to extract this first row of pixels and then recreate the image from it. And we can do that by simply applying a mask. So I'm just gonna make sure that I have my mask visibility button enabled here. And I'm gonna double click on the rectangle tool, making sure that the layer is selected. If the layer was not selected, I would simply create a shape layer, which is not what I want to do. So once again, select the layer and double click. And how do we make sure that we have actually one pixel selected, like one row of pixels selected in the mask? Well, we can go down to the shape and we can simply type in that the bottom bounding box of this whole mask is 1. And that's it. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe let's move this comp a little bit down. Here we go. 1 row of black pixels. Pretty good, huh? Okay, transform, reset. And now we need to basically reverse the process. So we're gonna go ahead to the transform, press P for position and Shift A to add the anchor point to this. And just move the anchor point and position to 0. It just makes the expression a bit simpler. And now we need to move this layer down. So what we can do is we can basically take this expression that we had here, copy it and paste it to our position, but getting rid of the minus sign. Okay, now we're doing something. So how do we actually make the pixels stay, right? Because if you can see, we got this scanner and it looks like it's working, but we need to retain the pixels from the previous frame. So we can do that by creating a new adjustment layer and applying time blend on top of it. And we want to set the blending mode to a composite over, under, or add. It doesn't really matter in this case. So let's just say composite over, I guess. and 100% accumulation, and that should do just fine. Make sure to clear the cache of the time blend effect and hit 0, and there we go. Haha, how cool is that? Really nice. Really nice. I like it. So again, this is totally useless in terms of visual effects, I guess, because if you want to have this kind of effect, you can just use linear wipe, correct? But again, I hope you've learned some cool tips from watching this tutorial. And if you want to learn more about expressions and using and calculating frames, using colorama, CC time blend, CC composite, and all other effects, make sure to check out my training DVD, which is called Making It Look Great number 5, which gives you 7 hours of kick-ass training, design, production, and workflow techniques for Adobe After Effects, hosted by me. You can get it at MotionWorks. Just click on this banner or click here to learn more and see the promo and everything. And there are lots of goodies in this release, other than 7 hours of kick-ass training, of course. And those goodies are, for example, a free CE Screenify and free CE Light Wrap. Those are both included for free on the DVD, along with some other presets that are not available to download or purchase on my site. So make sure to check it out. So I guess that's it. I hope you've enjoyed this short experiment. See you next time. Happy After Effecting.